Hello, friends, and welcome to FM On Demand with Tara Fitzpatrick, Food Management's podcast. And I'm your host, Tara Fitzpatrick. In this episode, we are talking to Trula Hepner. She is one of the winners of the FM Healthcare Recipe Contest. We're doing kind of a little mini series talking to the winners of the different categories in this contest. Trula is the winner of Best Roast. And if you are into porchetta, you're going to love this conversation. But also, she is just one of the most fascinating people to talk to. She's really no nonsense and also kind of fun too. Very cool lady. And we talk about all sorts of different topics, healthcare, the way that she's kind of helping the community be healthier. Like it's when you go to the hospital and you know that you need to change your diet. Trula is the one that's going to guide you through it. So she is just great to talk to. Please enjoy. Welcome, Trula. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you, Tara. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. For the past few years, quite a few times, you have helped me with culinary stories, sharing not just the recipe, but your story behind it, which is so awesome. And congrats, because you're a recent winner of our healthcare recipe contest. So wanted to jump in and talk about that.
Okay. The porchetta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so good. Tara,
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
so good.
I couldn't, it's the picture doesn't even do it justice, I'm sure. Just that crackly skin. Porchetta, let's start with the basics. You're saying porchetta. My pronunciation is terrible. My Cleveland accent, I'm not saying things right.
You wanted to, I have come across
Porchetta?
both pronunciations, I don't think there's a wrong way.
No. And
We
I
all
think,
know what we're talking about.
yes. And for a while, everybody was kind of like bruschetta. You have to say bruschetta, but I say bruschetta sometimes. I say gyro as well. So don't listen to me. But
I'm with you. It's all good.
if somebody didn't know porchetta, how would you? It's a roast, but there's so much to it. Like, how would you kind of describe this to somebody that had never tried it?
It is a roast. When I made it, I started off with a big, beautiful slab of pork belly. And it's pork belly that has been, you score it deeply and just massage a whole bunch of beautiful flavors into it, fennel and salt and
Yum.
leek and not only the fennel bulb, but also the fennel fronds on the top and salt and some nice coarse cracked pepper. And
Oh,
massage
yeah.
it all
That
into the meat and
sets the
you roll
stage.
it up. Yeah. And, people do make it. There is a very classical way to make it with fennel pollen, but
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
yes. But I do not have fennel pollen. It's not a readily available
No.
kind of ingredient. It's one of those Amazon things.
Yeah.
And and I just used the fresh fennel and it turned out beautifully. And then, if you have favorite things, of course, you can put it in there and just make it what you and your family and your guests are going to enjoy. And you roll it up all nice and tight and
Oh, yeah.
tie it all the way, the length of the roast and stick it in the oven, and let it all start to cook and marry together and just become, a big roll of lusciousness at the end. So good.
So good. So good. I'm
So
so glad that I'm eating pork again. There was a time when I wasn't dining on the swine, but now I am back on it and it sounds amazing.
girl,
Just
girl, why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I do a lot of different things. But I
You need
always
to get a grip on that one.
I come back to things though. So it's interesting. We all go
Yeah,
through these. And it's
we do.
that's the nice thing about the roast as you're describing it is just the aroma that you do the hard work and then all of those aromatics are melting into that fat and just
Mhm.
perfect way to cook this.
It's
And
very good. Yes.
I wanted to talk about fennel. I
Uh-huh.
was a late bloomer to fennel. I had it roasted once, like in my adult life. Like we never had it. I don't think my mom likes it, although she likes
Mhm.
licorice. She likes black licorice. So I don't know why she
Uh-huh.
doesn't like fennel. But anyway, I had it roasted and I found it like very like licoricey and weird. But then I had it raw in a salad with like a fresh spring salad with like
It
peas
is.
and walnuts and cheese. And I
Uh-huh.
liked it. So it's like I want to investigate more. What are your thoughts on fennel?
Well, the fennel, first, fennel is a member of the carrot family, but it is not a root vegetable. Fennel, the part that you eat, and the fennel fronds on the top all grow above the ground.
Okay.
And even though the flavor of it, and I don't get that anise licorice flavor from it. And
Yeah.
I am a lover of black licorice and everything. I think people need to realize that fennel, if you do not like black licorice, that does not mean that you will not like
Yeah.
fennel. And
Yeah.
and I think people need to know that there's a very distinct difference. Fennel isn't a sweet candy flavor. It's liquor, it's anise like in its purest form.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. It's delicious, in a salad. If you pair it with something fatty like a burrata cheese
Oh,
and beautiful
love
olive
burrata.
oils,
Oh,
yeah, and then you if you shave a fennel on a mandolin so it's nice and thin,
oh
it
yeah.
gives you a crisp, fresh, clean flavor to go with the fattiness of the burrata
Oh
cheese,
yeah.
and it
Cuts
cuts
through
through
it.
the fat. Yeah, and a really nice like molten salt and everything. It's gorgeous. It's a really gorgeous vegetable that has um let me back up a little bit. My the reason I started exploring things like fennel
Mhm.
is I have been teaching a cooking class to cardiac rehab patients, patients
Nice.
that just have had some sort of cardiac something,
Hmm.
something happened to their heart. We
Whether it's
operated on
a
them,
blockage or they had to repair something or whatever it may be. Yeah, yeah.
something,
Hmm.
right? And we've been having cooking classes for them once a month. And when you're sick, the reality of it is that your body no longer belongs to you. It
Oh,
belongs to right?
oh, the worst. Yeah.
It's an ugly truth, but it
Mhm.
belongs to the doctors and to the nurses and to the therapists and to the pharmacists and all the medication you have to take, and all of the new everything that has to become your life
Yeah.
because you have had this happen to your heart.
It's a lot.
And
I mean, people react to it in different ways too, I think. I
and
mean,
you're right.
yeah.
But Tara, it's a lot.
Mhm.
And people are so lost with
Yeah.
this, and they
Yeah.
they don't know who to turn to. They don't know what to do. And at the very base of all of that is food.
Hmm.
And the truth of it is that if you don't get the food right, you're never going to be well. Plain and simple. You're never,
Yeah.
the doctor isn't going to be able to help you, the, therapist, not the pharmacist, nobody. You have to get the food correct. And
Hmm.
every month I try to um they the basis of the class is they give me their favorite family recipes, the ones from Christmas and Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
and the 4th of July. And I take 2 or 3 of those recipes every month and I come into the kitchen and I rejig them so they're not going to kill you in the end.
I
They're
love
still
that.
going to
Yeah.
taste wonderful and your
Mhm.
family is still going to be happy and you guys are going to be on a healthier path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something and
And
starting new traditions too is a good
cor-
way. Mhm.
correct. And in jigging these recipes, I have had to find different ways to flavor things,
Yeah.
without salt, without, doing without adding fats to it and everything. So I've been exploring vegetables that, I didn't grow up with as a kid, and and herbs and things like that. And I came across fennel. Okay, now mind you, I'm not going to feed pork belly to the cardiac patients,
Yeah.
but But it's one of those things that I don't think a lot of people have explored. And it's so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful flavor. And when I introduce it to them and when I give it to them to eat, they're coming there not only to learn a lesson from whomever the speaker is, be it the dietitian or the cardiologist or, whomever, but they're also looking to learn something new about cooking. And if I feed them fennel for free,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to them having to buy it and then figure it out, it's like a whole new world
Yes,
for them,
for sure.
right?
Yeah, some things are
And
just intimidating.
it is stuff like that is
Mhm.
that's a great word for it. It is intimidating. So,
Yeah.
I bring things like that to these classes, and fennel was one of the things that I brought to the class to flavor your salad with instead of a tanker trunk of ranch dressing or
Yes.
Thousand Island dressing.
Hmm.
Let's learn how to flavor these things with, fresh lemon and fennel and dill and you know what I
Yeah.
mean? All
Yeah.
of those beautiful things. So, I tripped into it trying to give somebody else a good direction, and
Just a little idea. I think in those
yeah,
classes, because my mom had to go to some of those, and her heart thing was not caused by a blockage. It wasn't caused by her diet, but she was in the same class with everybody else. And my mom is a really good home cook, so she felt kind of, there's people of all levels, and there was like a few dudes in the class that were like, I don't cook, I live by myself, I'm in my 60s, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's absolutely not, like, how do you start with somebody like that? You know what I mean?
well, and that's where instead of me standing there and going, look, you have to, you have to, you have to, you have to.
Yeah.
That's why I asked them, you tell me what your favorite is. You know, tell me. I'm not in your kitchen every night. I'm not standing at your, kitchen counter sucking down a quick meal. That's not me. Tell me what
Yeah.
you eat and let me help
Hmm.
you get past, that chunk of bad habits and just give you little tweaks,
Yeah.
to get you, just off into a different direction.
Right.
You have to, I don't, preaching to anybody doesn't work. It doesn't work with children. It doesn't work
No.
with adults. It's just not going to work. So you come to me with what you eat, and I will help you with that. And if you are a 70-year-old man who, either isn't married or is widowed or
Hmm.
whatever, but you're by yourself, let me teach you. And if you're not going to cook by yourself, let me teach you how to read a label.
Hmm.
And if you're
Hmm.
going to take this frozen product, why don't you buy this, this, and
Right.
this and add it to it and make
Hmm.
it something just a little bit better for yourself? Those kinds of things.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that. It's little steps, and then people can gain confidence as they're like, well, that wasn't that hard, and I'm
that
feeling
wasn't that.
better,
That's
and
exactly it. That
for
didn't kill
sure.
me. Let me try this. And,
Right.
yeah, that's exactly it.
For
And then,
sure.
when they start eating things like fennel, and look, I took some notes and
I love
um
this. Perfect
I
guest
know,
for this
right?
podcast.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
Fennel is it's packed with vitamin C that
Oh,
helps your immune system, tissue repair, and if you've had an operation on your heart,
oh yeah.
tissue repair.
Zipper. Yep.
Hmm. Yep, the zipper and everything else, you need the tissue repair, collagen, and me, a woman getting older, collagen synthesis. I mean, come on, let's
You're
stop
right.
buying some face cream. I'll eat some fennel instead. you
Yes.
know, um,
Yes. It's got
the
to start working.
manganese. I know, right? Hello. Helps with
Oh, manganese is a
metabolism.
big deal lately. I've been hearing about manganese lately.
Manganese, yeah,
Huh.
and it helps with metabolism, bone development, blood sugar regulation, wound
Wow.
healing. And you can get this from shaving down some fennel and sticking it in your salad. I mean, come
Yeah,
on, and you're eating it and it tastes good and it's so much better than shoving another pill down your throat. You
it's
you
so
know what I
true.
mean? Yeah, and we can do stuff with this. Food truly is the greatest healer that we have. And we need to, instead of letting a fried food clog us up, why don't we, just turn to the fresh and let it help to heal our bodies? you know.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
so true. So
yeah, it's
what
good.
are some things that if you can give us little previews maybe of some projects that you're working on or something that's kind of that's exciting that's coming up?
Well, the biggest thing that is, I have jumped in with both feet with this cardiac rehab, and I want to expand it to new diabetics and
Yeah.
new renal patients that are having trouble with their kidneys and things like that, because I am just the platform of everything we do is food,
Yeah.
for whatever ails us,
That's why
it's
you guys
food.
are, yeah, just so the food service is so important in
It,
hospitals because it's like I hear
yeah,
it time and time again, just like from everybody that goes to a hospital. Like I was diagnosed with something, they gave me a prescription, they sent me home. I don't know what to do. So what a wonderful resource where they can
yeah,
come to you and find
that's
out like on their journey for it. Cause it's a lot of times like, and who knows? Like, I mean, healthcare is just a crazy topic. Like I don't think
it
that I could
is.
solve what's going,
Right,
but it's like,
right.
just having that resource there for them, I think is just wonderful.
That's right. Because, it's a little unfair of us as healthcare, in the healthcare industry to say, your kidneys are failing. Here's a piece of paper of things you're allowed to eat and things you're not allowed to eat,
Yeah.
and boot you out the door when it's so much more than that, and that's what we're trying to capture, in this little world of Lake Havasu City. We're
Yeah.
trying to bring it in and teach people. And I'm very fortunate, with working with the HHS, that they have supported every single solitary step in that. And it's good, not only HHS, but the hospital also. It's really good. And all of these things are offered for free.
Yeah.
You don't even have to sign up. All you have to do is walk your behind into the class and put it into the chair. That's it. That's it. And at the end of
Sure.
the day, even if you're not absorbing any of the information, you're going to walk away with a really good meal.
Definitely.
At the end, we're hoping that you absorb the information.
Yeah.
And we're trying to tie in local vendors.
Oh yeah, nice.
Have some, we have some, Havasu is made up a lot of very, I call them, mom and pop kind of shops,
Hmm.
um, and the local olive oil vendors and fresh vinegar vendors and things like that.
So
I
good.
use their products, and then, by using their products, they have then turned around that, and when the the members of the class go in and they're like, we went to this class and she used this and this and this. Can you show us? They have started to offer discounts to these people, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's spreading, and it's good. And
Yeah, I was going to
and this
say for a local small business, that's wonderful. That's like exactly what you would be hoping for, that people are
you're
knowing about
it's
you and including you and coming in there. Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's such a best
Mhm.
case scenario, and this is why a lot of us have gone into food service, and we've gone to culinary school, and we have learned that food makes such a difference in people's lives. And instead of, there's nothing wrong with the restaurant industry. Lord knows I've put my hours in there.
Yeah.
But to be able to, I spent a number of years in assisted living, and now in hospitals, to be able to truly make a difference, to truly mold people's lives
There's a
with
lot.
food,
Yes.
with the craft that I so dearly love to begin with. It's an
Yeah.
astonishing, like, soul fulfilling kind of thing. So I'm really hoping, double fingers crossed, really hoping that I get to stay on this course, this path
Mhm.
for a bit, and just let it branch out to, all the different people that need help. And what I
It's the
mean? Just
best.
bring them
Serving other
into the
people,
fold.
literally the best purpose that you can have is helping other
I
people. Absolutely.
I
And
think so too.
I wanted to go back a little bit. Like, did you grow up around there and how did you get into the food world?
Oh no, I did not grow up around here. I moved to Lake Havasu 6 years ago from Virginia. I
Oh,
am an East Coast girl that got to move to the West Coast. I grew up in a military family. I am an Army brat, and I have had the great privilege of literally growing up all over this country and around the world because my dad, we
Cool.
moved every 2 years. And,
That's
you know,
wild.
huh?
It's just wild. I just can't imagine.
I'm sorry. It is, and um, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful way to grow up.
Hmm.
It's great. You get to, I'm one of the few
All different
people,
things.
yeah, that I've been to almost every state in this country. How
Very
privileged is
cool.
that? It's wonderful. It's a good
Definitely.
thing. It's good. But I love Havasu.
Nice.
Yes, I love
And
Havasu.
then,
This is
so when you
it's a great
started
place to
out,
be.
oh, I
Uh-huh.
bet. I know I have yet to go there. I'm going to need to plan a visit, I think. I would love to check it out. I will.
Yeah, come to me. Come on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what was my other question I was going to say? Oh, I had asked what are some like a road trip or like a summer adventure or future adventure that you're hoping to try?
I have I don't know if I want to say spoiled myself a little, maybe indulged myself a little. In January, I'm going on a cruise. I went, oh, I know. My family doesn't know you, but that's
Oh,
okay because I'm gonna go by myself for the peace and quiet. Right.
yes. Don't watch this part of the video, folks.
That's right. Shh. So and
That's
I
so
wrote down
cool.
every
I love solitude.
and me too.
One
Yeah,
hundo.
especially since the other part, and just real quick, the other part of the reasons
Oh yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
interested, in the healthcare end of it.
Yeah.
My parents moved into my home 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Don't ever do that. It changes your world, just as
Yeah.
I'm sure I changed their world when I came
Mhm,
along. But
mhm.
my mother is beginning stages of dementia, and my father is end stages of Parkinson's.
Oh,
Oh, right.
there's a
Ugh.
lot going on. Yeah. Oh,
That's a lot. And with all of this stuff that I truly believe about nutrition and healthy food and everything, it's become so apparent
mhm.
every day that when I'm running around like a nutcase and I use a convenience food to feed my mom and dad, just like when you're a parent of a small child, please just eat this quiet, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden my dad's medications have to be adjusted,
Hmm.
and my mom is just a little off, and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I know I am mentally kicking myself going, you should not have fed them a frozen breakfast sandwich. Seriously,
No.
could you not have cut up some fresh fruit the night before?
No.
Those kinds of
Caregiving is a full-time job, and most of the time when people have to do it, they also have another full-time job, and it's very
right.
tough. It's very tough, and it's a great thing though that you're doing for your parents. I
It's
mean,
Well,
absolutely.
they did me a great thing by letting
Mhm.
me raising me for 18
Yeah.
years. I do
Yeah.
tell them on a regular basis that, I'm cutting or counting down your 18 years. After 18 years, you're out. You're out of here. But
I know that's how it was.
right?
For
It's
sure. Mhm.
so this going on this cruise by myself is going to be a beautiful thing. And
Refresh and something to look forward to. Awesome.
correct.
Yes.
And I'm going to, Honduras and Belize and a couple
Nice.
places in Mexico. And growing up, we did not eat a lot of seafood. So I am not a lover of seafood. And
Mhm.
I think by going to, not I think, my goal is by going to these places where the seafood just cannot get fresher.
It's right there on the beach for you. Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's my I don't
I
even
think
want to
that could
call it a
work.
goal. I
Yeah.
I have to try these things.
Yeah.
And
What about
um
some shrimp, maybe? My friend Cheryl was not a seafood
right.
lover, and her gateway drug was shrimp. So maybe
Maybe, there's a couple of different, I've Googled, Belize and what is the food that you have to try
Oh my
there,
gosh.
and what is their national dish, and the same for where else am I going? Belize and Honduras and Cozumel. I've Googled these things so I can try it, and like, what is the fish that they serve more
Mhm.
often or most often, and like conch. I
Mm.
think I want to try that. I'm really hoping it's
It's a
not
little,
down.
it's a little chewy. I mean, if you've ever had clam strip, if you're from the East Coast, you know what clam strips are. It's
Huh?
kind of a little bit like that. It's usually fried. I don't know. I guess you could maybe pound it out like you would do with abalone or something to make it. But I've had
Right?
it kind of, but that would be a good, I mean, conch fritters are delicious. Like that could be good.
See, I'm
I want
hoping.
I want to give you an assignment to take food photos of the whole thing, and then we can do like a little travel log when you come back. We could do a
Oh,
little
I
slideshow.
will. That
Yes.
is a great idea. It's not until January,
No,
so we
well,
have time to
we'll be
plan.
looking forward to it also. Our
Good,
our readers will be looking forward to it. Super cool.
good,
Definitely.
yeah. So I do want to try that. There is, I wrote it down. In Belize, they have what's called a black dinner, and they spell dinner Dinna, black dinner.
Dinner.
But
Okay.
I know, and the black broth, it has chicken in it, but the black broth comes from like roasted chilies and a bunch of
Ooh,
beautiful spices and everything. And I want to try that.
that could
So
be
those are the
good.
two things that are on the definite, must-do list.
Yeah, I wonder if there's squid ink pasta on that. I've been seeing that at a lot of restaurants lately. Just black pasta, squid ink. It's like
And
so
see, and squid ink
popular.
ravioli, I made that here
There you go.
and it was okay.
Hmm.
I think I was hoping for a more definite flavor profile,
Yeah.
but my God, and maybe I did it wrong.
I don't
Maybe I
know if it
got,
really, yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't
I'm not sure if you're
like a
really
real
tasting it.
kick in
That's
the seat.
true. Yeah.
It wasn't. It was,
Hmm.
it was ravioli. And I just tried it, with a little bit of olive oil and salt and
Yeah.
pepper because
Yeah.
I really wanted to taste the squid ink. And it was
Yeah.
bleh,
I'll
you
have to
know.
think about that. I'll put that in my subconscious. And if I come up with any like surefire seafood things that you're going to love, I'll let you know in between. But
Yes,
I bet you will
please
find something
do.
on the beach
Yeah,
there. I bet I can just
send
picture it.
me a
You're
message and yeah,
uh-huh, for sure.
yes,
Definitely. I'm
yes.
trying to think, was there any other things that you wanted to cover that I forgot to ask?
No, what else? You were very thoughtful
No,
in sending
yeah.
me your talking points. Thank
Oh
you.
no, I'm so glad just
Um,
to have you on here. I've wanted to have you for a while on the podcast. So it's like when something
um,
finally happens, I'm like, yay, it's happening.
the
So
one
glad.
you wanted to talk about the crispy skin on the
Oh
porchetta.
yeah, like if you had, we'll bring it full circle to
Yeah, right back around. The crispy skin. And I read and read and read about this, because that's like this signature thing about a
Hmm.
porchetta is this beautiful crispy skin. And the advice that I kept reading over and over and over again was to rub it down with baking soda and salt.
Oh, hmm.
Just bake it. And I was like, okay, okay. I read it more than like once. Okay.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And literally, I just put baking soda in my hand and rubbed it down and then put salt all over it. And whatever chemical reaction takes place between the baking soda and the rendering of the fat in the
Ooh,
in that in the in the pork belly, whatever that was, it was fantastic. So
very cool. Yeah, there's got to be a
pretty cool,
science
right?
behind it. So that's awesome. That's a good tip to take
Yeah,
away. Absolutely.
baking soda and salt. Who knew, right? Who knew?
It's that's very cool. I think,
Yeah.
and if anybody tries this, report back to us if it worked for you also, because it sounds the crispy skin, it's where it's at.
Oh, that it is where it's
That's
at. You have to have the crunch. It's so beautiful.
oh yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
you rocked it and you are continuing to rock it every day. We are
Oh,
so
thank
proud
you.
of all the stuff that you're doing. Thank you so much for being here. And as I
Thank
said, we will be
you.
in touch with you.
Perfect. Thank you. I hope your day is wonderful, Tara. Thank you so much.